Welcome back in, everyone, to Motorsports Almanac, episode number 52, underway here tonight on Tuesday night, joined by Wyatt and Charles as always. Y'all, we space these shows out every 2 weeks on purpose so that we have plenty of to talk about whenever we come back. So it's just not kind of like dead weeks. And my goodness, did we get the news delivered to us? And we have got a lot to go through before the night's over.
Yeah, it's been a long, hot, miles traveled 2 weeks, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Good, record breaking and different.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. This is the kind of stuff that I enjoy. Charles, what's going on, buddy?
I really hope that whoever's watching tonight, if you have anybody in your life who likes to do rain dances, tackle them. Because enough. I want to go to Iowa and I want to have a pleasant experience. I want to do 5 full sessions of action. Please. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, man. Well, if there's going to be one word that describes the pulling seasons this year, it's going to be the rain. I mean, it has been all over the place.
So let's just say Iowa can change 4 different seasons about 45 minutes. So I don't know if rain dance is going to work or not. So who knows?
Yeah.
I don't care because it's the same here in Michigan as far as the forecast goes. And yeah, no more. Done.
Yeah. We use the rain down here right now, man. Our heat index today, I think in the county over from us, was at 117 overall today.
You can have it. I'll gladly blow as hard as I can to get sent your way. That's fine.
Thank you. It would cool us off down here. People might run outside to cool off at that point. But no, y'all, this is going to be a stacked show as always. Man, we have all been on the road. We've been busy. Last show before we took off the couple of weeks, we had Chapel Hill coming up. Charles, you've been to Fort Recovery. Wyatt, we've been in Brandenburg. Pro Pulling League had Evansville. RJ Simon has put out on Facebook that he is looking for pulling venues. We're going to cover that. And then towards the back half of the show, it's going to be all racing. We've got Drag Illustrated stuff coming up. PDRA Pro 632, 8,000 to win this weekend in Michigan. Darlington Dragway has been sold. An update on the Stuart Friesen crash that happened, I think it was just last night up in Canada. And then NASCAR actually suspended a driver. Never thought I'd see the day that happened again in NASCAR, but that is all packed in for us. Boys, let's just go right down to it. Charles, I'm letting you start this one off because it was your first ever experience there. Chapel Hill, Tennessee, my friend. Tell us what you thought.
Right to the top, man.
Yes.
What an event. They have it on lock. They've got it figured out. And it's a beautiful, beautiful facility too. I said this in an interview that I did while there, that if you could do a tractor pull in a venue that has sort of the appearance and the landscaping and whatever of like an Augusta National, the masters of tractor pulling, it's there. It's just a nice place to be. It's beautiful to be there, and it's fun. Really liked it. That was a good one. Yeah, you're right, Brady. Repping my guys.
I do like that shirt. I need to find me one of those. I like that.
This is a SDX event shirt, so I don't even know if you can get one of these anymore.
Okay, fair point. But yeah, man. So despite the weather on Friday, as we were talking about already, they still got part of the show in. I don't think they got in the full thing. I wasn't there.
No, we didn't.
I can't remember what all they got.
We got. I'm trying to go from memory now. God, it feels like it was a month ago, even though it was for a week.
I was right there on the start. I can re-jog your memory right from the get-go because with the team I have been assisting with all season long.
Oh yeah, you guys busted your butts big time.
So, and we'll just go on Friday night right now. So basically on Friday night with the weather, it delayed a little bit for the first class, the Super Side Diesels. And then we got through the mini rods and then the unlimiteds. And they said they're going to bring a pull-off back for the mini rods once the Super Side Diesel trucks were over.
Yeah.
And that's when they got halfway through the Super Side Diesel truck class and when the floodgates sort of opened for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And just over.
Yeah, but talk about what you guys had to do. You know,
that was
swaps,
rough.
You know, robbing an engine out of Singletary's tractor to put into Jeff's and all the stuff you got to do.
So, and I'm hoping I really don't speak out of term in any way, shape, or form here. And I know Jeff, Lindsay, or Kevin will probably knock me in the head if I do. But Jeff has obviously had some engine issues and some bad luck over the course of the early part of the season, all the way through Toma. Greenwich, Ohio, which is an Ohio State hook, he got through that just fine. And there was an engine that he purchased from that was out of the Adam Flamholt Pro Mod that is a part of the Dmitry Samarukov Russian drag racing team. And that motor was placed into Little Bear to run in Chapel Hill. When it was started up on whatever day that was of the week of Chapel Hill, you could see in the video that Jeff posted that the number 2 cylinder on the right bank was firing with a orangish purplish flame out the cylinder, which is not typically normal for an engine of that type. Didn't think anything of it. Went to Chapel Hill, and warm-up comes around. This is probably 5 after 4 o'clock or quarter after at the latest. Jeff goes to start up Little Bear, and their number 2 cylinder goes cold. Nothing happens but throwing oil out of it. So Jeff is like, we're done. We're trying to fix what we can. If we can't, we're just not going to think about it. Well, Cody Singletary was a part of the team for the weekend. Cody was asked to drive the third Mini of the Chaos stable, the white Mini called Chaos. And Cody had brought the rig and brought Caroline Night Train 2 along because might use it for parts or kill switch or something like here and there. It might have something they could use off of it. Cody goes, Jeff, you're not done. Let's go yank the motor. And I don't remember if it was like 4:30 or 4:35. We started to pull the motor out of.
It was about 4:30 when I was there, and you guys were just starting to unbolt stuff.
Yes. So around 4:30 is when we we're starting to unbolt stuff. Kevin and Cody went over to his tractor and started unbolting that. While Jeff's brother-in-law Jason, myself, and the whole Hurt clan started to just rapidly disassemble Little Bear in any way, shape, or form. In an hour and 2 minutes, with an engine, a transmission, drive shaft, and drive shaft shielding, whatever else that was needed to take off, it was taken out and put into Little Bear and started and running. And that what is ensued Friday. Friday went down and everything was going pretty well. And Kevin went down the track in wild card, and Kevin had kicked a couple rods out the pan. So that induced into Saturday. Well,
with the tarp swap.
So obviously Jeff has the Caroline Night Train engine, and Kevin has a hole in the lock. Well, the thought process was, we can salvage a lot of the engine that was used in Jeff's originally, and we could put that in Kevin's. So Jeff and Jason started to slowly disassemble that one and put it back together and slowly in the correct order in between raindrops. And we finally said, well, Lemke's had a mishap with their one pop-up tent. Why don't we just take the skin off of it, leave the bones there, the broken frame, and take that and just drape it over ourselves while we put the motor together. So that's what happened. And that's the video you've seen. We are there holding the tarp up while Jeff and Jason are down below assembling the engine. And with a couple other spare parts, we got that one swapped into Kevin's tractor, while the old engine that was taken out of Kevin's tractor was placed into Cody's tractor, as it was a engine stand. Well, we got everything ready, and and started much sooner than what Friday night was, and got it up to the line. We were actually the first ones over the scales, believe it or not. And obviously there was a little bit of an ignition issue and something happened. So Kevin took, and that's where the whole confusion of who bought whose tractor, who bought whose tractor went on, where after the event was over, Jeff took Lindsay's tractor and his B-Bear back to Port Clinton because those were ready. And Chaos took Wildcard, Little Bear, and Cody Singletary's tractor back to Chaos to go and fix it. All of them, and to put the motors back where they originally belonged. So those are all put back together and ready. And that's when you've seen the dyno motor of the motor that was in Kevin's tractor on the No Practice podcast. That was the engine that was in there they were trying to fix, and they were on the dyno with it. So, yeah, that makes engine spot number 4 of the season.
Crazy.
Yep, y'all can have fun with all that.
It has been a season.
Yeah, it has. Obviously, going through the rest of the events going on there too. Can I give a shout out to Big Brother?
Yeah.
He won Friday, and then that thing on Saturday night, it made the most beautiful pass I've seen that tractor make since we have brought that thing out.
He got something figured out with that left side line there that nobody else did. He was the only one to really hug that chalk line and just blast it like that.
You know something? I think that's the same line that Darren used to use in the pro stocks too. I'd have to go back and look for sure, but I don't know what it is. I mean, me and my buddy, I brought my buddy Mason along. He's never been to Chapel Hill, and he's normally with me on the super farms. First thing out of his mouth was, I'm used to being with you on super farms, so normally we're done way earlier than this because super stocks were last class on Saturday. And man, just what a night, and the runs that they made there, it was awesome. The Diesel Supers put on a great show, I felt like, on Saturday night to be as late as they were, and the crowd hung around for it, which was even better.
They did.
It's one of those, there's once in a while type crowds that will stay around no matter the time because they know the show that's going to be put on.
Yeah. My brother just commented, we've won 8 chairs from Chapel Hill now. I didn't realize it was that many. Darren, you've got
a dining set.
I think Darren's got 4 of them by himself, if not more. I can't remember.
Well, because he had that winning streak for a little while, didn't he? 3 or 4.
Yeah, there was 2. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 years in a row that he swept all of them.
Yeah,
but
yeah, there was a streak there for a little while, but
yeah, it was just
continue, Charles, with what your further thoughts were of the entire event going into Saturday.
It was impressive to see the amped up level of competition. Guys take winning that chair very, very seriously. I have seen anecdotally, having never been there before, but I go back to several years ago now, I forget what it's been now, maybe 4 years ago, going through the trophy room at Boyd's shop in Washington, Indiana. You know what's featured in there? Hillsboro belt buckles, Bowling Green rings, and Chapel Hill chairs. I mean, that stuff gets taken serious. And I always knew that, but I had never been there to see it in person to really understand the atmosphere behind it. And you're right, Wyatt. Everybody stays. It could be 1:30 in the morning, and all right, we maybe lose 25% of the crowd, but it doesn't matter. We could go till 6. We could go till sunrise, and the diehards aren't leaving. They're staying. That's really, really impressive to me. The whole concept around we have to have the show done by 10:30. Not in Chapel Hill. If you're done at 10:30, they're pissed.
Yeah.
They want to keep going. So that's always that's the crowd you dream about performing in front of and doing a show with. I love it. I absolutely loved it. And I cannot wait to go back. I was enthralled with the whole place.
And again, you and Dan killed it on the microphone all weekend long.
No, I appreciate
it. And Darren.
Yeah, it was cool. And I had mentioned this on the previous show and how you go to certain events and there's just a certain feel about the event. I arrived at 3:30 in the morning in the pits and nothing was going on. The lights were still dim, but they're on, and it just nobody around. You just walk the place. You're like, there is a lot of stuff that's happened here over the years.
Yeah, there's places you can go like that where and you hit it perfectly. 3:30 in the morning, there's no noise, just a faint light, but you can walk around and feel those ghosts start talking. And I totally would agree that Chapel Hill is one of those places where if you just walk out on the track at 3:30 in the morning and lean down and listen, and you'll hear some things. There aren't many places that speak to me in that way. That's definitely one, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's without a doubt.
So. Yeah, that's a fact. I think Zach's going to join us live. I think he's at a dirt race somewhere.
He's right, USAC and Kokomo.
Yeah,
right.
Let's see what he's up to. He's live on assignment. Zacho.
What?
What are you doing?
We are at Kokomo Speedway for the USAC National Sprint Indiana Sprint Week.
Silver Crown cars?
Do what?
Silver
Sprint
Crown
Week.
cars?
Yep. They're
All
getting
right.
featured.
Wyatt, Shane, shut the heck up. Just turn your camera around. I just want to watch them. I don't care what the rest of you have to say.
Features getting ready to start right now.
Awesome.
So,
You want to talk a little bit about your past from Fort Recovery before we jump?
do what?
You want to jump into Fort Recovery and talk about your past?
Yeah, it was the best ride I've ever had on the thing. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
That
Charles,
thing
your
was
call
all
on
in the
that
mail.
too.
Charles, your call was just there wasn't nothing better than that deal.
That was awesome.
I loved it, and then I was crushed when kind of got taken away from you.
I was disappointed. I know why they did what they did. You know, I went by Selecty at 25 mile an hour at 300 feet or whatever it was. I know why they did what they did, but it was probably one of them things where would anybody got close? I don't know, maybe, but it was you couldn't have drawn a more picture perfect run than we had that day.
Mm-mm. No, you were flat out on tear, bud.
Yeah, it's running good, and even though they took it away from us, we come back in up fifth. I think we made a statement that the blue one is competitive. So,
100%.
Sure.
Well, we'll bring you back in a little bit later after the USACs are done. How about that?
That'll work. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on here and show you guys that we were at Kokomo. Anybody on here gets a chance to ever go to Kokomo Speedway, you need to do it. It's an unbelievable place to watch a dirt track race.
Yeah.
Bucket list for me. Is this Race to the Corn Week?
Do what?
Is this Race to the Corn Week?
No, this is Indiana Sprint Week. Next week is that. So,
Okay. All right, cool.
yeah, they run like 7 races in 9 days this week.
Wow.
So
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yep. Well, you guys be good. I'll jump in later if I get done. So,
all right. See you, bud.
See you guys.
See ya.
I always enjoy those little live on assignment deals. The last one we did with Faith down in
Chili Bowl.
was she in Tulsa?
Yeah, she's in Tulsa.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. Then that one with him at the USAC race. Let's jump into what did happen at Fort Recovery. Two-wheel drive trucks finally got a full hook in for their points.
That was a good move to suck them into start early
Yeah,
on
it
Saturday
was.
afternoon, suck them into Saturday afternoon, and get a class in. They deserved
Get
it.
them
They have
something.
just been, no one's fault. There's no one to blame. There's no one to get mad
No.
at. They've just been boned over, and we were able to at least get them one, and man, did they deserve it. So now them and Superstock Open are sitting on one, and we're hoping for the schedule and the weather forecast for Rockwell this weekend is gonna hold true, and that we're gonna be good for 5 whole sessions, and everybody's gonna be able to just get on with their season at this point, because it's been just a waiting game. I was kind of joking with somebody before Saturday after. Well, I even said it during the Saturday afternoon session that, hey guys, we got a 21-way tie for first place at 45 points. Everybody, it's like, but you gotta be able to laugh at some point. Just not take yourself so serious. I know a lot of people, a lot of two-wheel drive guys are pissed and not happy about how things worked out. But what should anyone have done differently? Things happen, and it was unfortunate that they were wound up in this position in this place, and you just got to laugh about it for a second and move on. And maybe it's not fun right now, and some guys are behind from where they thought they'd be, but 5-6 years from now, we're going to look back on this year and we're going to laugh about it. And if you can't do that, maybe you shouldn't be here, I guess, is my thought on it.
Yeah. I mean, that class it's been so unfortunate, the luck that they've had with wherever they've been. But Charles, let's see, you guys got Saturday afternoon in. Friday night was a wash. Was Saturday night a complete wash?
No. And that's an endless source of debate. So it rained after the session on the afternoon. We started it early. We got in what we did, and it rained again. So we had to push slop off. Accommodations had been made overnight from Friday to procure sawdust. There's a sawmill in town where truckloads of sawdust were able to be brought in and try to work on the wet spots and whatever. And we put a track together that was not ideal. And anecdotally speaking, the Grand National competitors that I spoke to prior to session 3 on Saturday night, none of them wanted to go out there yet. They wanted a road built. So the original schedule was to put light pros on one side, limited pros on the other, and they were going to be our track builders. And okay, they got their classes done. They got points. They were done before the rain hit. And that's where a lot of the peanut gallery wants to start chirping that, well, you ran regional classes and they got their points. Why not the Grand National? I paid for a Grand National. I expect to see Grand National classes. Well, those guys didn't want to go out there on a green track. They wanted a track built by a class that's kind of heavy and will bed the track in. And I don't mean this is a disrespectful saying to limited pro and light pro. They were the sacrificial lambs. They got thrown out there to make a track so that the guys can come behind them. In any other world on the planet, no one would have known that at 8:30 it was the heavens were going to open. You could not have predicted that. And had we been able to do so, we would have thrown out on a green track instead of those guys who you would have never finished minis based on numbers. Assuming 16 runs each side, which is about where we got to. Minis, never got it done. Two-wheel drives, never got it done. Super stock diesel truck, biggest class, I think, ever for them guys. Never would have got it done. So what's left? Unlimiteds? You're going to put unlimiteds on that green track?
No.
Those guys don't want it. And even if they did, it would be a disaster of a show, and everybody be screaming about that. So what does that leave after them? The two super stocks, which should never, ever run the same time on two tracks side by side for obvious reasons. We also can't do that because one guy is Galaxy 2 or both. He's trying to run both of them. So you split them. So you can make a case to me that Super Stock Open should have gone first on one track because they've only had 1 points run so far. This would have been their second. And yes, we would have finished them. I would accept that criticism. But anything else as far as what we should have done different, there was no choice to be made. We did what we did, and it was the right thing. It just sucked that Mother Nature didn't agree, and it was horrible. I will say, when it was all said and done, though, if you had had a camera with a tripod and a lightning sensor, your time-lapse photos after the pull would have been awesome. I lamented that fact with Allie, and Ryan and Crystal DeBroke can back me up on that one because I was complaining about it for a couple times.
Yeah, man.
No, but I agree. I agree to that point too. It's just where do you draw the line at? Because the same thing happened in Toma, where you don't put a class like tool drive on a green track because obviously it's going to be better later on than the earlier part of the class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but then you have the classes like you just mentioned, Light Pro, 4-1, and Super Farm. Obviously, we're called the track groomers for a reason. I mean, we don't shy away from it.
No,
yeah, I mean,
everywhere we go,
you guys both are tied to and in Super Farm. I mean, how many times have you had to take a bite of the sandwich? I mean, but it is what it is.
Brandenburg, Kentucky, Toma, Wisconsin, everywhere we go, we are always track groomers. Do we complain about it? No, because we know it's going to happen. Yeah. But in the end, we always, like I've told people before, it's not going to be as worse as you think, as if you were going to be going out there first. Because if you go out there first, we've seen it before. Rockwell, a couple years ago, when the conditions were what they were, the mini rods had a worse track than when we ran in front of them Toma. So it's hard.
Fair point.
It's hard, man.
It's hard, and it doesn't matter what you do. It's not a good situation for anybody, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's fine. It's just, when I see the best intentions and best efforts of people get ripped without really understanding the full picture of what was going on, it's like, all right, well, we weren't going to make you happy anyway, and you probably and especially when you admit that you weren't there, well, you really weren't the customer we were worried about then anyway.
Yeah. Now, the one that did get me is that there were people typing online that it did not rain at all in Fort Recovery. And my first thought to them was, where in the crap are you looking at in Ohio, specifically that area, that it did not rain?
Yeah,
Whenever there's a
Friday
little
afternoon, it
puddles on
started
the
raining
track.
about 3:00, and it went for about 75 minutes nonstop. And by the time it stopped, drivers meeting was supposed to be 4:00. It was still drizzling at 4:00, and they flat out, like that was the second thing said in the meeting was like, guys, we can't. This isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's not. People need to realize it's not just the track. Okay, fine. What if they had tarps on the track? Sweet. What are you going to do with staging area? What are you going to do to get around the property? It would have been a mess. And
Nobody thinks about that though.
well, they don't, because they only see what they want to see. They think sporting events happen in a vacuum. There's no behind the scenes. And I'm here to tell you that there's a truth behind it, that there's way more than you ever see. If you would have been a guy Saturday afternoon about 4:00, if you would have been standing around with an industrial roll of saran wrap to start wrapping guys' tires, you would have been rich.
A rich
before the
man.
class started. Before the evening session started, you would have sold out to everybody. That's just and that has nothing to do with the track. It's what you had to do to get to the track. And people just don't see it. I'm here I'm not trying to pound lumps on anybody. I want you to see it. I want you to understand it and realize the bigger picture of the event. It takes a lot more than just what you think or what you see on the stream, what you see on TV, what you see on the track. There's way more to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think that's a fair point. But down in Meade County, Brandenburg, Kentucky, Wyatt, we were dry Friday and Saturday night, and my goodness, was it a fun time. Pro stocks on Friday night. I think Red swept all 3 classes on Friday night.
They did.
Technically, a case motor won the Super Farm class.
Yeah, actually,
Friday.
you're right. I gotta
give
give some.
that.
Yeah, I got to give some props to Ferris because it was not. It wasn't a DT in there.
Yeah, that's the actual case.
Actual case.
That's awesome.
Because it's got to match the hoodwork in a 2294 case, man.
Yeah.
That thing is singing a song right now.
Yeah.
I saw him come off the starting line. I kind of automatically knew whenever his front end came in there. His got a little higher. I was like, no, that might be the one that does it.
Yeah, that was that. And all the years I've gone to Brandenburg so far, that's actually
this year was the most fun.
Most fun, but that was one of the most non-typical tracks I've ever seen. I'm gonna be dead honest with you.
I cannot sit here and tell you that another track that I have not pulled my tall gear on here in the South. I did not go to my Mid-South gear there in Brandenburg this weekend. That was nuts. And it was hooking hard out of the starting line.
Wait,
it was pretty much get all you could get and go.
Can you say that again? Can you say that part again?
It was get all you could get and go, and it was hooking hard.
Yeah, but not running your top gear?
Correct. Which was wild.
Yeah, and it kept hooking harder and harder as the night went on. Really, I mean, even pro stock.
Why else do you think I dropped mine on Saturday right off the bat before I even had my hand off the throttle? I had that number going. Besides staying on the brake.
Oh, were you test stuck on Saturday?
He was test stuck on that.
Okay. Yeah, I was.
And then couldn't drive with strap on Saturday. The driver sucked.
Driver mods.
Yeah, that event is one to go to every year, and I say this to our local crowd is I will miss our local. It's on the week of our local fair here in Dubuque County.
Yeah,
I will, and this is no disrespect to Dubuque, but I will miss it every year to go to Brandenburg. Every year.
Dude, sitting there and watching the pro stocks up there at the very top of the hill with everybody and just watching them all get what we thought was so close to Tim Kaine, and he just kept dodging them and dodging them and dodging them. Marcus Cole, yeah, he did, and he showed him who was boss. Marcus picked up the win on light supers too, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know who won 4-wheel drives. I think I ended up going to bed at some point between there.
Oh gosh, I'm drawing.
Big Zering was a Friday night winner.
Zering, yes.
Yeah. Who won Saturday?
Saturday was Davis's first win ever on Grand
John R. Davis. And
really?
And what? John Holman and Mick Broughton tied for second?
Sure did.
Jim Holman and Mick Broughton tied for second.
Yeah.
I mean, down to the last decimal point. That
is so rare.
Yeah, okay. We got to 3 places and we still can't avoid it.
Yeah,
we had one in Chapel Hill. I don't remember who it was. We had somebody at Chapel Hill that to the third decimal place tied. So that's twice this year that has happened, and that is ultra rare.
I don't know how you fix that either. I don't think you can.
It's
I mean, go out a fourth one?
You go to a fourth decimal, but I mean, we're talking the 10,000th of a foot. I mean, good Lord, it's I can't demonstrate to you on a screen. It's just infinitesimal. Not to, duh, that's obvious, but I mean, it really is.
Yeah. Why? What place did y'all end up on Saturday? Was it second?
Yeah, we ended up second by a quarter of a foot on Saturday. That's the third year. That's the third year in a row on Saturday night we've ended second place.
Yeah,
third year in a row, and all of them have been cumulative by 2.5 feet. Cumulative.
Jeez. Hey man, that's super farm for you.
Yeah,
we're still just as competitive as always.
Super farm and 4-wheel drives. You're gonna stack them in like cordwood always.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, and that's the reason. One of the reasons I love going to Brandenburg is the last 6 hooks. That Brandenburg 2 on 2023, 24, 25. We've never been out of top 5. It's been 5th, 2nd, 5th, 2nd, 4th, 2nd.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah. So
I've been there one time for one night. I do encourage anybody if you have it, if it's ever a thought in your mind to go to Brandenburg, circle it next year and go. You will not regret it. It's a great time there.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's nothing. It's one of those unique pulling venues. If you had to make a list for those, it would be up there because the crowd's literally looking down on you the entire time. You're pulling in a hole, straight up, flat out. You're in a hole.
That, and they're looking at you from every angle, literally.
Which is crazy by itself.
The competitors get loaded in literally in a tunnel. There's a footbridge of it. You can look right down on everybody as they're coming in. It's just cool. There's no place else that offers that.
No, there's not.
And it's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's only like 45 minutes from Louisville, and it's set up dang near like Louisville.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
fair.
The way the top 3 works and everything. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to lie about it. I felt really out of place on Friday night because normally I'm the one on the microphone giving an interview and me doing the interview thing. I don't know how I felt about that. I'll be 100% honest about it.
Just smile and say thank you.
Pretty much. I mean, that's all I did. I do want to say another big thanks out to everybody that helped me get there. Dad and Mom were my 2 crew people that weekend. And Brenton, Wyatt, you 2, you jumped in there at some point in time, and just can't say thanks to everybody for that for sure.
Yeah, actually, and we had a couple other debuts technically in Brandenburg. We had 3 of them total.
Yeah, I forgot that we did the 2 debuts there. With everything else that happened, we debuted. You guys showed so much love to Super Hick and brand new painted checking out, and man, Anderson's checking out came out pretty, didn't it? And he did the decals smaller down there on the very bottom of it in black. I guess that would be called the running board thing. I don't know what you'd call that really. The lower trim.
Yeah, that'd be the lower support panel.
Yeah,
that actually wasn't the only one. Kyle Carlin brought the finally revamped brand new Bad Blood.
Yes. He broke a fuel line, actually broke a fuel line on Friday night and couldn't run. They had another one. They just didn't have time to change it while the class was going on. They made a test run. I don't know how he ended up doing Saturday night. I don't think I caught any of the light supers Saturday night at all.
No, they're going to be working on bugs. It got down the track a lot farther than it did Friday night. But they're still working on bugs throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah. All right, cool. What else did we miss from there? I think that was it, wasn't it? I don't think we had any sled resets the whole weekend either.
No, we didn't.
Bo and Justin Collier.
Yeah,
Collier was in the sled on Saturday night.
Yeah, they've been hitting that thing around the money there at Brandenburg. They've only had 1 reset their total in the last 3 years, maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Pro Stocks too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Pro Stocks a couple years back when Connie shoved on the pile. So
yeah. Let's switch gears over to PPL. Boy, we have ran over on this pulling side than I wanted to. James Aaron, he says, "You mean you can stop Pro Stocks before 380 feet? Wow, touche, my friend. Touche.
You're saying that way too early. It's not going to happen this weekend.
No.
Probably not. We like to party at Rockwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see here. Mr. Tony said that Friday Night Past Shame was just awesome. Obviously, although it was second, it was a good as first with all your adversity in the past. Great job to all involved. Appreciate that, Mr. Tony. That's definitely going to be a ride I don't forget for a while. But let's jump over to Evansville. Pro Pulling League was in Evansville, and they tried the virtual announcer thing with Miles Krieger calling the action from his house.
I know he had apprehensions about it. I didn't get to see it. I don't know how it all went down, or
I know.
yeah,
I
don't
haven't got
know.
a chance to go back and watch
He
it.
had
or listen to
He had
that.
Austin Boyd, I guess, join him. I hope it went wonderfully, but I know he had some initial apprehensions about doing that.
And I can totally understand why, because I mean, I've done the free previews for them on some of their pulls. It's so weird because it's different than being in your environment there at the track
Sure.
itself. It's just,
Yeah.
it's hard to get back into that same mindset, but I'm sure he did fantastic.
Oh, I have no doubt that he did a wonderful job. I just was kind of curious if the technology interlaced well, and
Yeah.
just overcoming odds. I mean, it's not necessarily a new idea. There was starting really, especially in COVID years, where Formula One, your commentary crew, they were not at the track. It's been done remote. A lot of sports in COVID, baseball games were done remote, and it's just, I don't know. It's kind of, but I agree with you, Shane. It's weird. It's hard to put your head in there, and even doing what I did at Toma, working from the TV truck where the sound is coming from outside the trailer, and it's not first person. It's different. It's different. It's tough. It takes a different style, and one that I'm not used to. It's tough. It's difficult. It's difficult to do.
Yeah, it is. I mean, which just makes us stronger in what we can do, though, too.
Sure. Yeah. No, I definitely learned from it, but yeah. I mean,
it's just
can't
there's something about
it is.
somebody either visually seeing them go past the leader flag in real time, or just the rumble of the power underneath your feet as a whole.
Yeah, or the crowd feedback. Even, I mean, they know.
Yeah,
they know when somebody just did something, and to not get that feedback is a challenge. It's different style of working, and yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity to have learned. But yeah, it's tough. It is tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call Miles to figure out what he thought about that. I'll be curious to know.
Yeah, I'd be too.
But yeah, so they had that going on. They got their entire show in too. I mean, they're not too terribly far away from us and everything. Let's see Robbie Russell ended up going to Evansville instead of coming to Brandenburg, which I kind of found surprising, to be honest with you.
He was one of two, I think, that was entered for Brandenburg and didn't go. I forget who the other one was.
The other one, yeah.
Well, there was a couple, obviously, and this is because I was at Freeport on Tuesday of Brandenburg with our vehicle testing tires. But Jason Miller was supposed to be in Brandenburg. More issues caused them to not go to Brandenburg. El Nino was not at Brandenburg.
That was the other one. I'm sorry. Yeah, it wasn't Jason. I knew they were struggling, but I was surprised that Rhett didn't go.
They had it fixed, and whenever they went to fire it up, they had another problem. Just they couldn't get that together.
I mean, I figured there was something. I didn't. I figured there was something.
Yeah, definitely. So, y'all want to jump into our other two, not really competition stories, but other things that are on the way. Charles, this other thing that I'm going to talk about, I don't think I put on the list.
Hit me with it, dude. I may not. If I don't have a reaction to it, I will fake it. How's that?
Yeah, sounds perfect. So I got a message from Mr. Hayden Auto. I think it was last night or early this morning. I can't remember which one, but they are really going all in with this. And this was a thing that we had hoped would happen at Nashville, Illinois last year with the light limited Super Stocks being there in the geographical location of where everything could be. He messaged me this about the light limits. PPO rules are going to be allowed in Nashville, Illinois this year. 3-4 smooth boards at 410s with intercoolers are allowed at 6250. 3-4 Charger smoothbore 466 cubes, no coolers at 6250 are going to be allowed to run with the Western Series guys. This is going to be something that we've wanted to see for a long time. We see it indoors all the time in the winter. if I, for some reason, don't end up in Sandwich, Illinois, I can tell you where I'm going to go just to watch this. Because this includes your Badger State. This can pull your Mid-South guys down. This can pull your Battle of the Bluegrass guys down, too.
I'll be very curious to see who this pulls because of the weekend it lies on. Because usually this lies around the, what is it, the Ridgeland area weekend for NTPA.
Yeah.
So
know.
it could be something. And obviously this probably stems a little bit from, some guys not being able to run with PPL at Freeport.
Yeah, exactly. Which I absolutely love and applaud them just as a whole for even trying to do it. That just shows that they want it to happen, and hopefully it does happen. I hope it works out well. I don't think Mid-South has a hook anywhere that weekend, so I'm sure we'll get some of those guys going up there for sure.
I guess in that same vein, I guess I need to hit you with one that I didn't tell you about either. Bowling Green weekend, Saturday the 16th, Sunday the 17th is my hometown fair. I made a fair. We've always had light limited supers there. Back in the day, it was part of the travel calendar that Ed Schubert just putting together. And this year, the Rydall family wants to try to do something there again. So for specifics, I want you to get a hold of Chris or Tim Rydall as far as what it's going to be. There is an elevated purse in place, and whatever advertised purse, unless he's revised it, I think maybe he has, but whatever the purse was going to be, I told him recalculate it because I'm going to throw another $1,000 myself on top of it, even though I'm not even going to be there Saturday. I would love to see light limited supers back at Armada and put on a great show. So that's another opportunity out there for you. It's Class 8 sled, it's non-sanctioned, but Class 8 sled,
you're fine.
Good insurance. Like, don't sweat that it's not tied to an org. Like, you're going to be taken care of. I'll make sure of it. So,
yeah. Also, something that just popped up on my feed as I was scrolling between tabs here. They have finally announced the date for when the Unlimited class from Toma, Wisconsin is going to be on ESPN2. It's going to be at 11 p.m. Central Time this Saturday.
Okay, that's even a change from what I think I was told yesterday. So, okay.
Well, it just came out 15 minutes ago, from what I can tell. And they say they do expect re-airings of the program in the coming days, and it will be announced whenever it's available. So
cool.
I didn't expect it to be that fast. I'll be 100% honest with you.
I didn't either. I was kind of led to believe when we were recording that at Toma that it was going to be sometime in the fall. But yeah, September sometime.
Yeah,
that's all right.
It's
all good.
But let's talk about the other story that's been going on in the pulling world. Mr. R.J. Simon is looking for pulling venues to host a new series, I guess you could say. That's what he called it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a continuation of the event they had at Farley, and obviously being that he's looking for venues means that there's a success factor there in that a venue is going to need to be capable of that size. And
capable and willing.
Yeah, and willing.
So, yeah. So, I mean, here's the thing, that the realistic part of this is that there's only going to be select venues that can hold an event at this caliber and this size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's been kind of the conversation we've sort of had behind closed doors. And I think we probably got to a list of maybe 7 or 8, but among those, the ones with the willingness to be able to pull it off probably gets down to the 3 others he's looking for in addition to Farley. Yeah.
And his goal with that too is that he's straight up said, he's like, I want to spread these around the country so we can take this to other parts of the country to be entertaining across America, which is sweet. But you've got to have 2 tracks. You've got to be able to hold X amount of haulers. The 2-track thing is a must. And unfortunately, that's going to knock out a lot of great places that we would like to see stuff at.
Yeah, Jeff Stith commented Brandenburg, Kentucky.
Brandenburg, that. As much as I would love it, we would be there for a week.
Yeah, it's
one
just
track.
Yeah, and obviously one of the key factors he said was track capabilities, because obviously Farley's one of those that he takes,
which is a very valid point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which he takes very much pride in. And there's some of those are few and far between the circuits we go to. So it's hard to determine that.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to kind of give some guesses of maybe where that we've thought of, or do we just kind of want to?
I'd personally, I'd rather not. I don't want to put anybody on
Okay.
the spot or put someone out there on potentially on
That's
blast.
fair.
And, now their office phone starts ringing off the hook or whatever. These guys said, I don't want to do that.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's definitely a few that in between ourselves and behind closed doors we have discussed.
You know something? Why, I don't mean to interrupt you, Jeff Walser. That's a place that I don't think any of us have said, and that's Summit Motorsports Park. I don't think any of us said that.
Yeah, it did come up.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, it did come up, and I don't know what their willingness would be to tackle that again.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Bristol, Tennessee is one of the ones I would like to see it happen at. They've done everything else. They're having a baseball game on it this weekend.
Having a baseball game in there yeah.
Well, they've had polls there, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, ATP, or was it PPL or ATPA? I forget. It's been a while.
Both.
It might have been PPL.
It was both.
It was a while ago. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
Tony Weber says
But
Kentucky
the problem we run into
Speedway?
at Bristol is, do you put it in the total infield where it's so far removed from the stands? Because when they did it before with single track on pit lane, you can't do it on the racing surface.
No.
You wind up where you're so far away from everybody. Now, are you really? Have you created the intimacy that this sport's known for? I don't know if that works.
I'll be curious to see what the
that's
baseball
a
game looks
freaking
like.
parking lot anymore.
Yeah, Kentucky Speedway. Though, do I want that to happen? Absolutely. Will it happen? Probably not.
Nope, not gonna happen.
All right, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole with that. But
Yeah,
I do
let's
like
not keep going there.
I do like the Norwalk, Ohio idea. I do like that one.
Yeah, so
It's
it's definitely going to be I'm not gonna say work in progress, but it's going to be one of those. Or definitely going to keep an ear to the wall.
It's going to give us something to watch for in the off season. Off season is not going to be very boring. I'll put it to you that way.
No, it won't.
So that's it for the polling side of things. Everything I've got anyway. Is there anything else that you guys want to add in that I did not put on the list? I just kind of sent that list as a off the top of my head type of deal.
I'm good for now. I mean, obviously we're going to be going over the events we're going to be at this weekend later on, but let's get to the racing portion of it. I mean, there's definitely stuff to talk about there.
Yeah. So where do you guys?
Oh, hey, RJ.
RJ.
We are. Believe me, we are.
We are. We're waiting very patiently, sir. But yeah, man, let's jump into the racing side, because normally so many of these shows are so heavy on the polling side this time of the year. But my goodness, the stuff going on in just the racing world as a whole this past weekend is insane. Let's start with the oldest one. I think we even brought Steve King on last time to talk about it, but this winter series at Bradenton Motorsports Park, if you somehow manage to sweep all three races, you're going home with $1 million. I don't think it's going to happen. I'll be 100% honest with you. If whoever does it, kudos to you by yourself. You deserve it. Based off the race that we saw last year.
There's a guy last year, he won 2 of them. So don't tell me it can't be done.
Did he win both?
Wait, who? What?
Who won?
Who won 2 of them?
Yeah.
Ken Q planted a flag at Bradenton. He won a couple. So don't tell me it can't be done.
Wasn't the one outside of the Drag Illustrated though?
Well, it wasn't, but it wasn't necessarily a series. They were still all independent events, but he showed he was the master of that racetrack last winter.
This is very fair.
Don't tell me it's not on the table.
Because the three that won the Drag Illustrated series last year was Kai Kelly. Who was the other one? Was it Ken?
Kai Kelly won the Snowbirds. Ken Cortuccio won the U.S. Streets, and then Steve King won the
World Series. Good Lord, that all gets mixed up in my head.
Then Ken Cortuccio won the overall point series for the Winter Series.
Yeah.
All I know is I don't know which one, but I'm going to one of them.
Yeah, no.
Probably not Snowbirds. It'll be one of the two 2025 races, but I'm going to one of them.
Yep, Charles, we're going to one of them. I don't know which one yet.
And not to get sidetracked based upon what we just talked about polling, but these are events that we should, as a whole motorsport, pay attention to, because the way they handle themselves, the drivers, the sponsors, the surface itself, the facilities. it's where motorsports needs to be in
Yeah.
a total venue.
The sponsorships that they garner for this event is absolutely insane, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely astounding. But the odds, what are the actual odds of somebody to sweep that entire thing? Because when you think about it, if there's in between of 50 to 80 cars per event, and there's a whole entire field that doesn't qualify, that could qualify at any other race in the world.
Do we see just 80 cars this year, though? Do you think we'll see 100?
Yeah, probably.
I do too.
Probably a World Series of C100.
I know. I hope before this the entire series gets underway that we somehow managed to get Wes Buck on here to talk about the Winter Series. I don't know how, but hopefully
still watching because he liked the show. So.
Yay, he did. That he did.
I don't think he'd have any trouble. Just drop him a note. I guarantee he'd be willing to do it. I mean, he's the PT Barnum these days, a door slammer. Like, he's not afraid to promote and talk about it, what he's got going on, which is what you need. You need somebody like that to fulfill that role. And he definitely does it. I don't think it would be a problem to get him on. Not
yeah, it'd be fun.
So that whole entire series, if you're a motorsports fan, you're not paying attention to it, especially if you're a pro mod fan or drag race fan in general,
right?
You need to pay attention to it because it's just the competition between itself and competitors bring out new cars that have been in the sport a long time. It's just something to watch.
People jump from class to class to race in that event. That's been my favorite thing the last couple of years with Antron and Erica, and there was a couple others in there somewhere.
Well, Robin Roberts built a completely new pro mod, and he was at the top of the qualifying sheets for IHRA. And Kai Kelly, even though his is a speed promotions car, it's still technically
still one.
Still a pro mod car. So
yeah.
You know what? That reminds me. This is an off weekend for an HRA. I forgot to ask if we're going to have a guest driver in a mini rod this weekend at Rockwell. There was talk of that. And I was on the phone with somebody who would know this evening, and I forgot to ask him. Shame on me.
Dang it, Charles.
I just thought of it now.
Don't give all the secrets away.
There is no secret to give away because I didn't ask the question. I literally don't know.
I think it is. All I'm going to say is hold on and watch.
Yeah.
But and to everybody that says it's easy. No.
So in other words, other things we've got going on this weekend, PDRA is back in it's in Michigan this weekend. Charles.
PDRA's up here, what, Martin?
Yeah.
And I'm leaving Michigan. Of course I am.
Yeah, PDRA Pro 632, $8,000 to win this weekend as a part of their program there to double the purse for a weekend for them. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up this weekend. And then we apparently went fast over the weekend. I don't know if you heard, but we broke a freaking speed record, and her last name had the end of force on it. 343 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Just
with the stamp and sent it.
Just when we thought that 340 was kind of unattainable, we've broken through it, and now it's normal.
So now let me ask you this: what's it going to take to get to 350?
Oh gosh, it's taking this long to get here. Act of God.
Act of God, 1,000 more horsepower.
Yeah, I don't know that Goodyear tire alone's never going to let that happen. It's not going to happen.
No. But
I think the powers that be, and I don't want to get too far over my skis in saying this, but they're happy to let sort of incrementals to keep the interest about it. So to see 350, I mean, we're probably talking a decade if it ever does.
Yeah, and then you're getting the SFI and safety regulations, and how do the drivers feel about this? And tuners are like, we don't want to put our own drivers through this.
Can you imagine? So something, and I don't know exactly when or where the change took place. I think it went away after we stopped racing nitro to quarter mile and went to 1,000 feet. Now the speed trap is from 66 feet before 1,000 to the 1,000. That's your speed trap. back in the day on the quarter mile, there was the 66-foot cone before 1320, but it also went 66 feet after. And there was always these stories, especially about Don Garlits, quote unquote, driving it out the back door, meaning he was nailed until he got 66 feet past the 1320 because he always wanted that speed number. What if we had that 66-foot deep cone for the speed trap now? What would these? I think you would see 350. It would be there, but our own telemetry doesn't reveal it any longer. And there, like I said, there may not be a willingness to allow it to.
Yeah, this is very fair.
And if you've ever watched content given out by Clay Milk, and Clay Milk is obviously one of the drivers, Clay even says he'll back off of it before 1,000 feet to save parts. So you never know sometimes if people are backing off early, if they don't want to go out the back door, or if they have that parts saving in mind. It may happen, it may never happen. You don't know until you try it, really.
Right.
But
I don't know. The whole interesting idea is that we thought 340 was unattainable, and now we're at 343 already.
Well, and we got 340 in both categories in one weekend.
Yeah. Who went 340 in a funny car? At least one guy did.
Austin Prock in round one.
Yeah.
Would Proc do it? Man, Spencer's going to get that win one of these days, man.
He's due.
He just needs to buy a little bit of luck.
So what's going to happen though with Sonoma though? You got this track that is at sea level. You get these mine shaft conditions, and speculation was they're not going to be on the 2026 calendar because nothing was said about ticket renewals.
Really?
Nope.
I just can't see that.
I can't either. I can't either, and I think it would be awful if that race didn't exist on the calendar.
I can't see it just for the sake of the fans because of the turnout percentage they have.
Seriously. Because NASCAR's been there, a week before, and then they turn around and come to Sonoma with the NHRA?
Yeah, a week or two before is when NASCAR's there. I don't see it happening, and I could just be flat out wrong, but I don't see it happening just based upon, what you see in competition as well as, the fan turnout. Like people, like they were talking about it with Joe Costello and Austin Prock and others that there was fans packed to the gills at the trailer. So,
yeah, I don't know. There's speculation, I guess, and I guess I can't call it any more than that. But scuttlebutt that the idea of the Western swing gone, but that doesn't mean the races themselves are gone. Maybe it just means a schedule modification where those events fall in a different place. I, for one, I hope Sonoma stays. I hope Seattle stays on the calendar. It's the second oldest race behind Indy on the tour, so it deserves its place. There's a appetite for big time NHRA drag racing in the Pacific Northwest that needs to be satisfied. So.
Yeah, that's going to be something to keep an eye on, though, whenever the schedule comes out for next year, for sure.
Yeah. But I will say the competition that happened, I don't know if anybody else watched Sonoma, but that was incredible for all categories.
Yeah. Good.
It was just,
it was.
It kind of kept you on your toes the entire time because you really honestly didn't know who was going to win. Because sometimes you have a feeling like, all right, he's got a momentum, or, this is bound to happen, but honestly, it just didn't fall that way.
No, it did not. But another story that we had that was kind of finalized, we had heard the rumor mill going around, is that Nasty Racing has acquired the historic Darlington Dragway, according to Drag Illustrated, and promises major upgrades and new era of growth there. Charles, you and I talked about this beforehand on the show. I texted you about it, and you said you think it's a great thing.
I do.
A good thing.
Yeah, somebody was going to wind up with the place. It's somebody with a tie to drag racing, and it is. I've never been there, but for everything I see about the place, it has a uniqueness in terms of fan experience that there's only two places I can think of for a top flight drag strip where you get this, and that is your intimacy to the racing surface that we enjoy so much in the pulling world. Darlington is the second closest you can get to a quarter-mile drag strip. Rockingham, North Carolina is the closest. where the fence is the wall. I think there is value in that. Is it a place where you're ever going to see an NHRA Nitro event because of setback rules and insurance regulations? No, it's not. And that's fine. But I do believe it should exist and continue to exist as a viable top-level racing facility for big-time events at anything just less than that. So, yeah, I'm happy that they're going to take it on, and I think they're going to do right by the place.
Yeah. It says here the new ownership has already signaled its intention to host a diverse schedule of events, including pro mod shootouts, small tire, no prep races, bracket series and big money races, grudge events, and NHRA Summit Racing Series and junior dragsters. So I guess he's going to be doing some upgrades, maybe so it can hold it at some point, because that's one of the main things it says in here is new upgrades are promised.
Now, to do that is a multi-million-dollar expense, in my opinion, because the left side grandstands are built into hillside. So you're talking demoing all that concrete, scrapers come in and sculpt that hill back and build in the back spacing that an NHRA fuel track requires. I don't see it. I think it'd be detrimental to the track. I don't think they need that.
It'll take away its character, yeah.
Take away its character, and I don't know necessarily that they're looking to take on something, like an NHRA level event. Not every place needs to do that to be viable, successful, or a moneymaker and have good events in. I don't know that that's necessarily what's in the best interest of Darlington. If they're going to push that back, I think it would kind of wreck the character of the place.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very fair point for sure. So now that's all I've got for the drag racing side of things, unless you guys have anything you want to add to it.
I think we can I think we go off IHRA though. IHRA was on the schedule again. They were in Milan, right? Milan, Michigan.
Yeah, they were at Milan.
The turnout obviously was not the greatest for the fuel cars. I mean, the fuel cars really weren't great in Sonoma either. I mean, only 10 top fuel cars for Sonoma. It's just that part of the season where everybody's kind of just getting ready for Brainerd and Indy to come. So I think that's where it's at. But pro mods, holy cow. Was it 28 or 30 pro mods for the IHRA event this weekend?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was just
a lot of the Carolina boys went. Party Time went, I know.
Party Time went. You had Disco Dean running it. You had Kurt Stenning was the winner. Obviously, you had Peter mainstay and runs really hard. Craig Sullivan, Robin Roberts with his newer car was on the top for a while. So
I think what helped juice it is that the $125,000 to win deal got relocated from Killcare up to Milan here in, I guess, a week and a half's time now. So a lot of the guys in Pro Mod said, you know what, I'm going up there this weekend. I want to get a hit on the new track. It's a new track surface. It's all new paving. I want to come up and just, even if I treat it as a test session, we got this big money deal coming. I want to get a hit on the track and not be blind when that weekend comes.
Yeah.
Which is a fair point.
Yeah, it is. It is. And obviously the more data you have, the better are you off. No matter if it's, different air conditions and track conditions later on. At least you have.
It can only be better than the garbage we had this weekend.
Fair enough. Fair point.
78% humidity and air density altitudes like 3,400 is what we were measuring at Fort Recovery. And I can't imagine Milan was any different. It was terrible.
Yeah. Gotta be. But so I want to kind of go from all the laughing and everything to a kind of a sad situation that's going on right now in the dirt track world. Last night, NASCAR Truck Series driver Stuart Friesen, he has roots tied back into the dirt racing world, no doubt, still does. He was involved in a very, very, very serious crash in Canada last night. And he came up off turn 2, and the car, I don't really know how the car got to where it did. It's just one of those things. But whenever he hit the wall, his fuel tank exploded. And thank the good Lord above that fuel tank separated from the chassis and it landed somewhere else, so he wasn't involved in it. But he was severely injured and is going to be out for a very, very, very long time. But the Friesen Facebook page did share an update tonight. Actually, it says
Yep.
Stewart continues to be in serious but stable condition here at a hospital in Quebec. He'll be transferred to a hospital in New York tomorrow, where multiple surgeries will take place in the coming days. We want to thank everyone here at the hospital. I'm not going to try to say that, Quebec, for the outstanding care, and several members of the racing family who have helped facilitate getting Stewart closer to home. The outpouring of support from all of our racing family has been overwhelming in the best way. Thank you all of your outreach and encouragement as we continue to work through the next steps in Stewart's recovery. And that was his wife, Miss Jess.
Yeah, from what I understand, he's going to have surgery. Broken leg, a double fracture to his pelvis. Ask anyone who's ever broken their pelvis, one of the most painful bones you can break. Look at a skeleton. It's the foundation your entire body's built on. Yeah, he's going to have a long road back, but I'm happy and grateful to hear the reports that that the treatment and care he is getting is making him comfortable. He's able to rest, and he's going to get the care he needs and have a long road back, but he's going to be back, and that's all we could ever ask for. I mean, we understand the danger that we all face getting into the seat of anything, sled pulling, roundy round, doesn't matter. There's people who are going to try to break records very, very soon here. I think next week is when Bonneville starts. You do the best you can to mitigate against disaster, but it's still out there. It's part of the risk. And if we're truthful with ourselves, a bit of the thrill as well. We don't like to see it, but we know that he's going to be okay, and that's what we want.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all we can send prayers over to him for a speedy recovery for sure, and see him back in the seat sooner than later, we hope.
Yeah, and obviously the same thing goes out to like Sean Reed. Sean Reed obviously was another one of those that had a terrible wreck and in the hospital and had to miss Sonoma because of it, and lost a digit on his on his left hand. But
really,
thankfully he'll still be able to load the fuel thing without the set the fuel pump without that finger. He'll be all right.
Very optimistic. He actually had a beer in his hand when the video was going on.
He did. He tried to hide it in that video, which was even funnier.
But the risk that we take is probably not noticed as much as it should be. And it doesn't matter what motorsport it is. It's dangerous all the time. But and good to hear that Sean Reed is going to be hopefully back in Brainerd, which is crazy to think it's that soon.
That's remarkable to think he'd be back that soon. Really
yeah.
And it really doesn't even have to do anything with his finger. It's the broken ribs. Like, to be able to handle the G loads that quickly, that would be remarkable if he's able to.
Yep, for sure. But
got one more. The NASCAR suspension actually came down today from the Xfinity series of all places.
I missed this one, so I'm blind on this deal.
So they were at Indianapolis this weekend, right? And I'm just sitting there scrolling through my phone Sunday, and all of a sudden I just see this one where two cars go by each other. That's fine. And they get into each other. Well, one of them got ticked, and to his detriment, he wears white gloves. Why would you wear white gloves, man? You can see him very visibly turn the wheel and hook the other guy into the outside wall.
Oh, no. That's what did it? Oh,
yes, like the white gloves. Like, why would you wear the white gloves if you're gonna do it? Not that I condone it because of safety purposes, because Eric Almirola said it was the hardest hit he's ever taken in his career, besides the one that broke his back. But come on, man. Like, I've known drivers that have done worse that didn't get suspended.
Didn't get suspended, didn't get
live in.
Didn't get caught.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
gosh.
I just wanted to throw that out there. I figured you get a good kick out of that.
I didn't know that story. I'm gonna have to hunt that one down.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Not really. That's not an awesome scenario. It makes it's root for radio great, but not actually great.
They gave us something to talk about for it. They made NASCAR make our podcast, which never happens.
Right. No kidding.
Yeah,
Dang.
but I mean, like, come on, man. You're wearing white gloves. What are you doing?
Oh, my.
Yeah. But now that is the last thing on
David
my list.
Vandenberg, to answer your question, I have no idea. When somebody's dumb enough to let me try it, I'll
Yeah,
gladly-
man, I forgot that I saw that video. You sitting on a mini rod.
Yeah, I
You're a
was in the
quarter of the
drivers'
way there.
meeting, and Kevin Dick grabbed me before the drivers' meeting started. He's like, "Hey, you want to warm up the cat sass?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah, I'd love to." And then we got rained out, and it turned out like he had a throttle linkage issue where it was wanting to go over center and then stick. And so he reworked all that, and he's like, "We're gonna fire it up and just make sure it's okay. Get in the seat." Okay, don't twist my arm too hard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's just starting him is like, all right, I am strapping you to a bucking bronco right now, just so you know.
Yeah.
Be
No,
prepared
I
for
was-
anything that may happen.
I definitely wasn't going to refuse the opportunity, and I told him too. I was like, yeah, all right, thanks for the taste. Now when do I get to do it for real?
Oh man.
Oh man, y'all, this has been a great show. Can't say a big thank you to everyone that came out tonight. Man, I guess our next show will be the week of Bowling Green before we go,
Yeah.
won't it?
Yeah.
Literally the morning before we leave, probably.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be great. Cannot wait for that for sure. But I want to apologize to everybody watching. Our content on the page has been down over the last week or two, trying to get ready to go to Brandenburg and everything. Just couldn't make it happen, having to swap over everything from the PPL setup to the NTPA setup. So hopefully we will be better with that the rest of the week. But until then, let us know who you guys want to see on the show. I mean, we've obviously got our own ideas at some point. We've got a couple of shows already we're trying to schedule out for the off season whenever everybody's not busy so that they can get the full effect of the shows that we're going to do here soon. And I don't have anything else to add. What about you guys?
I'm gonna bring a pocket bottle of holy water to spread on Rockwell because I really need that show to cooperate with me.
Yeah. Charlie,
And
you're
you
going to be
think,
doing
I'm,
your
and you
thing this
think I'm
weekend, ain't
kidding,
you?
and you think I'm kidding. I am pretty dead serious.
Oh yeah, you're right, Shane. I'm gonna be taking the tower by storm and doing my deal. It's weird to say it, but it's almost like a homecoming to go out there, and I'm really thankful to Tim Nuring and his team and the Rockwell Lions Club and how welcoming they've been to me over the years, and just can't thank them enough. And yeah, we're gonna blow the lid off of a really tiny town. And it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
you
blast.
will. As far as I go, me and Jonathan may actually going out to Hillsborough with Mid-South. Or if I just get the complete wild herring, I might go down to Bristol, Tennessee for the Speedway Classic. I don't know yet. It's only a 5-hour drive. I've checked multiple times.
Sounds like a really cool idea. It's what, the Braves and the Reds? It's just intriguing, the whole idea of it.
Oh, I know. My other goal eventually, and I don't know how we're gonna get this done, but it's gonna do some true trying and be like, hey, will you come do this type of deal? I want to get somebody on from Bristol that's kind of been behind all of these changes that they've done because they've done the dirt at Bristol, they've done a football game at Bristol, they've done the baseball game at Bristol now. I just want to talk to them, see what goes through their minds, and see how this planning works out.
It's the second coming of the Roman Colosseum. All things
I
are
agree.
possible.
Well, they say now they want to put a roof on it, so
Wow.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to do some digging on that. But they say it's possible. Now, how it is with the fumes and everything, I don't know. But I guess they can try.
We could conceivably have the idea of twin tracks pulling in there gets
Not
a little
so
more
far fetched now,
It's a
is
little
it?
more compelling, doesn't it, with the roof?
Yeah,
on
it does, especially in the wintertime.
You wouldn't have to have a smoke tube. I reckon it would be enough open air where that would not be a thing.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. I'd not heard that.
Yeah. So until next time, you guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in to episode number 52. If you guys see us out, make sure you guys come up and say hey to us. Wyatt, you'll have your stuff with you as always. Me and Jonathan will be shooting in Hillsborough, I'm sure, if the rain holds off. Actually, I'm the one having the rain problem this weekend. So until next time, we'll see y'all later. Peace.